sunshines. Good morning. Welcome to your next elementary the social study class. We're gonna start, and today's goal. You see that I did a musical goal? Today's goal will be describing the Spanish conquest. So we know what happened, but we don't know what happened after they had already killed Atahualpa and Rumiñahui. So remember, they caught them, right? They got the gold, they set them on fire, but they didn't know where the rest of the gold was, right? So the Spanish said, okay, now if we found gold here, we might find some more gold elsewhere. So let's keep moving around. And they also said, and we want everybody to become to our fate. So if they don't want to become to our fate, if they don't want to do that, then we are going to kill them. So some of the characteristics of the Spanish conquest was that, first of all, they attacked with a lot of violence and they created terror around. So they will get into a small town, a tribe, a cacicazgo, and they'll be like, okay, give us all the gold first. And second, you have to start believing in God right now, in our God. And if they said no, they will kill them. Sometimes they even like the girls, so they just take them and they were like, okay, you're going to be my wife and stuff like that. And they killed a lot of people. It was very, very violent. It was something that was very sad from our story. Another thing that they did is that they melted all the golden figures, like if they found stuff like this, they were like, wow, it's so pretty. But I'm going to melt it. It means like put them on fire so they will become liquid and they will become ingots. If you don't know what's ingots, you can take a look at the picture I have right there on the slide. So it's like this rectangle that it's made from pure gold. That's what they did. They destroyed all the figures that were to honor the sun or Quilla or something else, and they just made them into ingots. The other thing that they did is that they covered up all the sacred places. What I mean by this is that, remember we had temples, for example, the temple where you would worship Quilla. So they thought, oh, they can't adore Quilla. They have to adore God. So in every temple, on top of every temple we had, they created a church or another temple also, but for their God. One example of that, actually, you might have been here. You know this place? Yes, it's Panecillo in Quito. So the Virgin that is right there on top of Panecillo is actually on top of a sacred place we used to have, that it was the temple for Quilla, actually. So they cover up all of these sacred places with new churches and so on, so we will start worshiping their God and not the ones we used to. Well, in Ecuador, one of the places where you can find the last standing up structures from the Inca's empire is Ingapirca. So in Ingapirca, you have this place where you can see what the Inca society looked like, what the temples they had, kind of what was going on. Of course, we only have ruins because after the war, they destroyed a lot of all these places. So now this is one of our patrimonial places. You can go there, you can see it, the province of Cañar. Now, all of these answers of what happened on the Spanish conquest, you need to have in your notebook. I'm going to show you my sample notebook. So what I did is that I wrote them right here. So you can see, so it's very simple. I just wrote the Spanish, and then I wrote all the answers we've seen so far. So for example, they attacked with violence, they melted the gold, they covered up the sacred places. I just wrote them right there in my notebook. If you want to draw that also, you're always welcome to do so, okay? Now, what's left of the Inca Empire, or what you can now see, and we know that once upon a time it was part of the empire, it's found on a video that I think it's very pretty. I hope you enjoy. I like the images you can see there. So we're going to watch it together. Here we go.
Ya, aquí va.
I like that video. And with that, we say bye-bye to the Inca Empire. Bye-bye, Inca Empire. And you know what happens whenever we say bye-bye to something? It means we're gonna learn something new. So it's time for our timeline. It's timeline time. Yay! So I hope you brought your timeline home, as I told you in classes, because you will need it. But if you didn't bring it, just keep working, so when you're back on school you can paste it together. Okay, so it's fine if you don't have it anyway. So timeline time. So for your timeline, I'm gonna show you my sample timeline. I'm gonna show you since the beginning, just in case you wanna refresh your memory and make sure you have everything all right. So we have the beginning of our timeline. Chin, 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 chin. Chin, 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 chin. Chin, 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 chin. Chin, 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 chin. Chin, 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 chin. Chin, 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 chin. Chin, chin. That was the last thing we had. And now we're gonna add something. What I did is I added like this. So the first thing I added was what you find right here, that it says that between, you can see right here, sorry. Okay, so I have the years over here, and I have Tupac Yupanqui as the first Inca, right, that we knew over here. So I have him right there. Then the second thing I have is Huayna Capac. He's coming up right here. You can see Huayna Capac. And I have the years also that he ruled it from. There you go. And then I have the fight between Atahualpa and Huáscar. I also have it right here. Make the drawing. Ching ching, the fight. And then I have the year on which they fired Atahualpa. That was basically the end of the Inca Empire. Have it all here. I'm going to show you again. Have it right there. The last part, what I did right here, I wrote what, I drew what the Spanish had done on the conquest. So it says Spanish conquest, and you have something that represents all the violence that they attack with. I have the ingots of gold that they basically stole from America. And I have the temple, for example, I have Purquilla over here, like, and the church on top, like they covered up the sacred places. So I have all the things for the Spanish conquest right here. So that's going to be your activity. You're going to have to work on your timeline. Look how gorgeous our timelines are looking by now, huh? Isn't it pretty? So I love you, babies, and get ready to start a new chapter in our history. Chan, chan, chan. Love you, babies. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed the classes.